the outside and inside of the facility. We hope that you enjoy this tour as we move and remember Sabina School. Thank you. As we look at the front portion of the building, we note that the old structure was built in 1911. The school moving from the Hall Street School the previous year. A fire consumed the majority of the interior of the facility in 1911, and the building was reconstructed in 1912. The building housed grades 1 through 12 during that period of time.
You're just off now for the summer months, is that right, Jim?
Right, yes. School is not in session during June, July, and August for the most part. The number of days that are required are 180 school days. During the summertime, many maintenance and custodial projects are undertaken. Roof repairs, window repairs, electrical repairs, and those maintenance items that are necessary for continuance of the use of the facility.
Okay, you say you have something over here, Jim?
Yes, I'd like to call your attention to the bell that is located near the flagpole. This bell was the original bell that was housed on the top of Sabina School. During the 1967-68 school year, the bell tower was removed. The condition of the bell tower had deteriorated to such an extent that school officials felt that it should be removed for everyone's safety. The bell was placed in front of the school at the base of the flagpole and a flower area that is maintained by the Sabina Elementary Science Club.
You even have a couple students that are 3 that like to come around even when school's out, looks like.
Yes, we do. Terry, some of our students, they would like to go to school all summer.
We are starting this year.
They aren't just here for the duration of the school year, but they spend a lot of time on the playground and visiting the school during the summer.
Okay, well, we'll move her on around then.
We are on the west side of the building. The old part of the structure that was built in 1911 is the first addition. All of the windows on this side of the building have been replaced with aluminum windows. The structure on this side of the building is in good repair. There are no leaks coming from the brick area. The roof on this old part of the building was completely replaced during the 91-92 school year.
Am I right in saying that this structure here for years served as the purpose of the whole school?
Right, yes sir, yes sir. This was the entire grades 1 through 12 up until we think in the 30s, the early 30s. There was an additional part of the building that was added. That includes the present day cafeteria, the portion of the gym area, and some elementary classrooms.
Now, when was that added?
That was added in the 30s, about 1934, 1935.
Okay.
As we continue to move on the west side of the building, we note the engraved area, Sabina Grade School. This is the area that ends the 34-35 project. Then we come across to the present middle area, which includes grades 3, 4, and 5. Also an extension of the gymnasium, and in the back area there is an extension that was an industrial arts area. As we move down to the long primary area, this was a 1956 project. The 53 and 53 project were developed during the L.V. Runyon superintendency of Sabina School.
And his son Larry still works here at the school.
His son Larry is a custodian at Sabina School, and Larry, I can't tell you exactly, but he's gone about 16 or 17 years and has not missed a day of work.
Amazing.
We can always count on Larry being here.
Okay, you have another project here, Jim, that you'd like to tell us a little bit about?
Yes. A few years ago, our science club and some of our teachers and staff felt that we needed to develop the island area that's located outside of our school. Initially, this area was developed to honor a former student, Brenda Glass, who was killed in an automobile accident a number of years ago. Brenda was the first coordinator of the Parrot Volunteer Program at Sabina School. So this began a project that we continue to work with. We have added trees, and in the center we have a flower garden area that was developed this past spring. Mr. Mark Osterbrock, our science club coordinator, many of the students and staff pitched in to develop this area. We feel like that it's a real nice addition to our school and to the community.
You have a marker here representing this
Yes.
project.
Yes, this marker was placed here, and the tree is in memory of Brenda Glass Winkle, Volunteer and Education Coordinator, May 1985.
Well, that's a tremendous contribution made in her memory and the family as well. They're great supporters of our community.
They surely are, and Mr. Glass, he continues to watch the tree and the area, and if there's any special needs that we have, he's offered to help us any way he can. And we really appreciate that.
Okay, we're going to move on a little far.
Okay.
That's a tremendous project.
Oh my. Yeah.
I'll tell you, Sabina is something else.
That's right. When you need something and you go out and you talk with people and you show them a need, they respond.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there going. Look at this.
Yeah. Connie and John Serber and a couple or three of the mothers did that. That's the United States. We have the outside basketball play area, and you'll note a painting of the United States. Some of our PTO mothers and other people pitched in and painted this on our court here, so that students would be reminded each day how fortunate we are to live in such a great land and country as the United States of America.
Who headed this project up, Jim?
Dennis Mattingly was the chairman of the project to improve the playground area. Connie Serber, president of the Sabina PTO, also served as coordinator. The project involved many people, agencies, and organizations from the Sabina community. This play area that we are now panoraming was totally donated by area businesses, agencies, individual citizens, and people just like you and I, Terry, that everybody pitched in. The day that we put up the playground area, there were nearly 100 volunteers that showed up to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. Not only that, but the village of Sabina, Melvin Stone, and area people donated equipment so that it would be possible to complete this playground project. project was developed in 2 phases, and it's kind of hard to believe, but each phase was completed in 1 day. The materials were laid out, the men went to work, and approximately half of the project was completed on August the 1st. The other half of the project was completed on November 28th. It was paid for right on the spot. There was no necessity to borrow money.
What did this project cost, Jim?
We are looking at $30,000 worth of playground equipment.
And it's paid in full?
It is paid in full.
I see you added a fence this year around this area here.
Yeah, the fence was a project that was coordinated by the community playground directors. During the summertime, a group of Sabina people called the Sabina Recreation Community, they have directors, and their responsibility is for the upkeep and the maintenance of the ball diamond area during the summer. Terry, there's ball games out here 5 nights a week. On occasion, there's tournaments on weekends. Saturday is makeup day for rainouts. The safety of everyone is one of the primary goals of the community and the school. This fence was added to prevent a serious injury from occurring with a child running across the driveway, not paying attention, and to assist drivers as they move slowly back to the ball diamond area.
Okay, Jim, we'll move on.
Okay. Terry, we're now in my office, and if you'll note, it's rather a small office. I spend probably 60% of my time in this office and 40% of my time throughout the building. We have almost 700 students here at Sabina Elementary School in grades K through 8. I have 45 teachers and 15 other support people. We have 60 total support people in this building. And if you think about it, Sabina Elementary School is one of the largest employers in the community of Sabina with 60 employees. We are part of the East Clinton School District. The school district was combined during the summer of 1965. I came here in 1963 as a teacher and taught for 2 years in the school district prior to the consolidation. I continued here 4 more years, 2 of those years teaching, and the last 2 years serving as assistant principal at Sabina School. I moved to Washington Courthouse, where I served as principal 1 year, back to New Vienna for 16 years as principal, and I've returned to Sabina for 7 years, for a total of 30 years. This fall, 1993-94, I will be starting my 31st year in education. There are many facets of being a school principal. First of all, I am responsible for the education, safety, and welfare of all students that attend school here, and also for all of the employees. The job of principal has vastly changed in the last few years. Many students and many people think that discipline in the school is the primary function of the principal. It is a very important function, but it is not the primary function. The school curriculum, developing programs that meet student needs, is the most important part of my job. We also have 7 buses that bring students into the school and of course home each day. The bus routing is also a part of my responsibility. In our school, we have many school programs. We have music programs, science clubs, athletics, instrumental and vocal music organizations. All of these are part of the principal's responsibility. Scheduling these activities, securing officials, ticket takers, making programs, those all fall under the responsibility of the principal. At Sabina, we maintain a junior high football team, a junior high girls and boys basketball teams in 7th grade and 8th grade, girls volleyball team, and in the spring we have both girls and boys track teams. So as you can see, we have many programs. A program that we're very proud of is our science program. For the last 6 consecutive years, our middle school science program has received the Governor's Award for student participation in science. During the last year, we had 20 students that attended the Miami University Regional Science Fair, and of those 20, 4 of them received superior ratings and attended the State Science Fair at Ohio Wesleyan University. 3 of those 4 students received superior recognition, and 1 student received an excellent award. So we're very proud of this program. Also during the day, we have students that are on the playground, we have students that are in the cafeteria, we have students that are constantly moving throughout the school. The planning and preparation and the maintenance of these areas all fall under the direction of the principal. A very important part of my job is the employment of new individuals, new teachers, new custodians, new cooks. As principal of the school, I take an active role in the selection and recommendation for new employees.
You have a secretary works.
I have 2 secretaries, Rita Estel and Sue Pearson. And with the monumental amount of work that we have, it keeps both of these ladies on their toes all day. 2 years ago, the State Department of Education instituted a new program in all the schools in the state of Ohio, and it's commonly called Uncle Emus. It is a computer program, and all records for all students must be maintained on this program. Each student has a number which identifies that student's number, and then any and all pertinent information regarding that student is kept in this file. Now, of course, this file is not made available to any public or personal individual. The only person that could access a student's record would be that student, or in the case of that student being a minor, that student's parents. None of that information is made available to any person or agency other than those that are connected directly with the school.
That's a tremendous undertaking, but also it's an update in the fact of pertinent information at your fingertips. It has enabled us to bring that information closer. It makes it easier to access and provides not only us but those people that need to know information regarding the school district, the curriculum, how well our students are doing in comparison to other students throughout the state of Ohio. And of course, it is our goal to provide our students with the best education that we can. Even though we are a small school district and the economy of the area is rural, and in some cases from year to year it fluctuates, we continue to do our best to provide students with their best educational opportunity. Well, that's good, Jim. I know being a resident of Sabina, the biggest part of my life that I've seen over the years, many young people go on from this elementary. Of course, back those days, they started here and graduated from high school and went on to college and have been very successful in their undertaking, and all because that they got a good basic education right here at Sabina, and also as well with the East Clinton situation that we have today. So Sabina has always been up front when it comes to the curriculum, the activity, the future of any individual. They have done quite well, and something that we can all be very proud of.
Right, Terry. We can be very proud of our school and of our community. In my 30 years in education, I've had students that have gone in all directions in life. And I'm very pleased to say that the vast majority of them have become very good citizens, very productive citizens, and people that we can all be proud of.
Okay, very good, Jim. I think what we'll do now, we'll just kind of proceed through the building here, if it's okay, and we'll kind of reminisce a little more.
Okay, I'd like to take you on a tour of the building. We will start in the older part of the building and move into the new part. You can see the difference that occurs in the school and what 1,400 feet can do each day to a schoolhouse.
Okay.
Let's move from the principal's office and we'll move out into the hallway that is the middle floor of the 1911 structure. As you view this area, you will note the colors are scarlet and gray. With the consolidation of the East Clinton School District, I felt it was important that we do what we could to improve spirit and a good feeling about one's school. So traditionally we painted our school in these colors. Terry, I'd like to move to the west part of the hallway and note the classroom of one of our teachers. This classroom is a 6th grade homeroom, and we have math and social studies taught in this classroom. And I want to call your special attention to this classroom because this is the homeroom for Mr. Tom Shealy. Mr. Tom Shealy has taught in Sabina School for 20 years. As you view the walls in the classroom, you will note the many trophies and pictures of teams that Mr. Shealy has coached over those 20 years. Mr. Shealy attained his 200th basketball win on January the 20th, 1987. And during this past year, January the 14th, 1993, he attained his 300th win. And that's quite a feat and an honor for a coach, and also it's quite an honor for our school to be involved in athletics and have that kind of success. This is a typical classroom, Terry. There are approximately 25 desks in this classroom. With the exception of our 8th grade for this coming school year, most of our classes will average about 25, which is a real nice pupil-teacher ratio. Our 8th grade this year has a total of 96 or 32 per class, which is a little large to maintain a good teacher-pupil ratio.
I could, maybe this is not the proper time to do it, but just for a little sake of history of my own individual situation, set in this schoolroom, this particular room, several years ago, and our teacher at that particular time was A.F. McCann, Art McCann, and he was a history teacher, and of course at that time we had the regular desk type seats that we had at that time, and was all supposed to learn the Gettysburg Address. So, you know, at that particular age, kids, they always tried to find the easy way out. So instead of trying to learn it while the Gettysburg Address, it was displayed up there on the wall, just to the right there. And so some of us thought, well, why take the time to learn it when we could just copy it down off the wall? And Mr. McCann, he had different reservations about that. He proceeded to walk down those 2 rows and grab each one of us by the collar and shake us, and he did say, he says, "You will learn the Gettysburg Address." So that would give you a little bit of what discipline was back in those days as well, and it's followed through.
Terry, I don't think it's much different today. Students, as they did during your time, are very resourceful and oftentimes will work harder to get out of doing something than the actual work it would take to learn. But again, when we pick up our newspapers, it seems like that we only read about those students and those people that are creating problems. And you need to know that in this school, 98% of the students approximately do very, very well in school and work very hard and try. It's only a very, very small percentage of our students that do not do their best to benefit from an education.
Oh, you bet. And it shows, you know, getting back to your teacher here, Tom Shealy, it's unbelievable what that man has done and given the time and effort to the many, many students, you know, and they have become successful as well due to his training and all the athletics and as well as his teaching ability. Wouldn't you say?
Very true, very true. There's often an area that we can't really measure in working with kids, and that is the personal attention we give them. You don't really know until years later the true benefit of that. And our students look for personal relationships with teachers. And to be very honest with you, they do want discipline and they want respect. And I think if we even go out of our way a little bit to provide these students with this respect, that it will assist them in becoming better citizens, more productive citizens. It's ironic that you mentioned Mr. McCann in this classroom. I can remember a couple of teachers that taught in this classroom during the era that I began. Buck Carter taught American history in this classroom, and also my first year here, Homer Fannin, who was principal at the time, taught 12th grade American government. And those two names are synonymous with Sabina School. Homer Fannin was principal in this school for many, many years, and Buck Carter spent his entire career in this school. Both of those gentlemen were very successful in their positions.
You bet. You want to tell us just a little bit about this? This is something special here.
Ah, yes, Ernie the Eagle. Ernie the Eagle, during the 62-63 school year, and that was prior to my coming to Sabina, but I'm just reminiscing about history that I've heard, but the Sabina High School had an outstanding basketball team. And they moved from the county tournament into district tournament, and they developed a mascot, Ernie the Eagle. Sabina High School colors were blue and gold at that time. And the Sabina High School team moved into the regional tournament, and they played at, I think it was called Memorial Coliseum in Dayton, where they eventually lost in a very close game. But Ernie the Eagle was synonymous with Sabina High School. And Mr. Shealy, attending Sabina School through his sophomore year, has maintained a close relationship with Ernie the Eagle.
Okay, that was put together by Von Bergen. Wasn't it?
Ruth Ann Von Bergen? It may have, you know, that's very possible.
Yeah.
The Von Bergens were community people, Mr. Von Bergen working in the bank, and the daughter attending school here. And that's very possible, Terry. You may know more about that tonight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, we'll move on.
I did want to come into this classroom. We're still on the middle floor of Sabina School, and this is the science room. And this room is very near and dear to me because this is where I taught during my first year. And as we view the classroom, you will note the storage area for various specimens, materials, microscopes, instruments that we need to have an effective science program. As aforementioned, Mr. Mark Osterbrock is our present science teacher and has been recognized throughout the state as an outstanding science teacher. As you view the room, you will note various drawings and materials that are both manufactured, but many of which are student-made. An outgrowth of our science curriculum is the Sabina Science Club. And this is a group of about 25 students that are selected from 7th and 8th grade to be a part of the Science Club. And among their projects is a greenhouse which is located on the back of the classroom. It's located out on the roof of the classroom. I don't know whether we can see that through the windows or not. It's not being used now, but during the school year, the students maintain a greenhouse in that area. And the flowers that we saw in the Botanical Island area near the school were grown in this area. This is maintained by Mr. Osterbrock in the Science Club. During the year, the Science Club sponsors a science fair. They have star watches, go to Lake Cowan, take a trip to some park in the southwestern part of Ohio to view the local flora and fauna that are found in this area.
Very productive place, isn't it?
Very productive, outstanding. And it's an area that we can all be very, very proud of. Yep, I mentioned the students were selected. Each year, students write a paper. And this paper, they depict the reasons why that they would like to be in the Science Club and what they could do to improve science in our school. And Mr. Osterbrock reads through these documents very thoroughly and selects somewhere around 25 students to be in that organization.
Okay.
We're back in the hallway, and I'm sure that during the time that this portion of the building served as a 1 through 12 high school and elementary school, that this area was the focus of much activity. As we looked outside the front double doors, this was the main entrance into the building. And students coming into the building would come up the stairs and go to their lockers and to their classrooms.
Okay, now, are you still operating upstairs as well?
Yes, sir. We are upstairs, and we like to go up the stairs. As we have indicated, there have been many changes that have occurred over the years in education. One of the most important services that we are so pleased to be able to offer is students that are physically disabled and that are in wheelchairs. And Terry, we have a Star Track system that we use to bring students up and down these stairs so that they can attend classes with their classmates. In fact, one of our students this year, Nathan Kendall, is in the Wheelchair Olympics. And he has competed for the last 3 years in the Wheelchair Olympics. This year, the Wheelchair Olympics nationally will be held in Columbus. And we're all waiting very anxiously for this to occur in a couple of weeks. And we certainly wish Nathan the best.
He's certainly done well, hasn't he?
He has done very well. Nathan is not only athletically oriented, but he's also an outstanding student. And he's been on the honor roll many times. I'm opening the door into an area that served as Homer Fannon's office. For many years, Homer Fannon was principal here at Sabina School. Of course, we are here in the summertime, so there's cleaning and things aren't in normal order. But I'm sure that you will note that this area is a very used area. This is now housing the psychologist, Mrs. Joyce Smith, and an area person who serves as her secretary, Mary Hawk. I remember the first year that I came here to teach, I came in this area and Mr. Fannon gave me my schedule and my textbooks and gave me a little pep talk on being ready for the school year.
Those are the ones that you'll never forget, Jim.
That's right, that's for sure. Homer Fannon was an outstanding educator. He was an outstanding man, well thought of in the community, and has certainly left a legacy that will be around for many, many years. This area at the end of the hallway is used by a hearing and speech therapist presently, but at one time this area housed the records for all of the graduates of Sabina School. In fact, not only the graduates, but any student that attended Sabina School from 1911 on was housed in this area. During the last 3 years, the East Clinton School District has undertaken a system of microfiching each of these records, and those are available at the East Clinton High School presently. This area, of course, has not changed since the original building was developed. As we move toward the east end of the hallway, Terry, we will go into an area that I'm sure has many memories for junior high and high school students that attended Sabina School, and that is the study hall. As a first-year teacher coming to Sabina School, my 9th grade homeroom was in this classroom. Now there has been a wall added to separate the room, but at that time I had 60 freshman students in homeroom. And as a first-year teacher and not knowing anyone, I had 5 minutes to take attendance, lunch count, and prepare my homeroom for the day.
Gee.
Part of the study hall still remains as a study hall. The other part of the study hall has been developed into a library. And this library is for grades 4 through 8. Much of our library collection and research is contained in this area.
I can remember quite well about the study hall.
The study hall is a necessity that you have to have for a school schedule, to maintain a school schedule, except for those that use their time very well. Most students, it's just a time to waste.
Yeah.
And if at all possible, it would be a part of the school day that we would like to eliminate.
Okay.
Terry, this is the entrance to the basement area. We have 2 classrooms that are housed in that area. Also, our heating system and the locker rooms for both boys and girls are located in this area of the building. We can't go down there. The floor has been painted just recently, yesterday as a matter of fact, and the custodians might be a little unhappy with us if we walked on their newly painted floor. But our main heating source is found in this part of the building.
Okay.
Terry, we're moving up the hallway now. This is the 34-35 edition that we talked about on the outside. And this hallway essentially connects the elementary school with now what we call the middle school. If we'll look into the right, this is the cafeteria area. And of course, being in the summer, this is our main storage area for materials coming into the school. This is a very, very modern cafeteria kitchen. We feed approximately 400 students per day. The cafeteria seating will seat 225 to 250 students. As you're well aware of, this is also the center area for a couple Lions Club projects during the year. The Labor Day Lions Club activities and also Lions Club Pancake Day is housed in this area.
Those tables, they fold up and they're all on rollers? Is that
they're
right?
on rollers, they fold up. That assists us in cleaning and in maintenance of the cafeteria. Now, each day after all the students eat, we fold them up, move them to the side. Larry Runyon, that we talked about a while ago, he dry mops the area to remove any refuse that might be on the floor, and then we completely damp mop the cafeteria and kitchen area each day. Of course, this is for cleanliness and health reasons and to maintain a quality kitchen cafeteria area. As we move down through the hallway, we're going to enter the gymnasium. One real good advantage of having a high school converted to an elementary school is that you retain some of the facilities that were available for the high school. And this gymnasium is an excellent gymnasium. The floor and the stage area is used each period every day by our students. And the people that developed and constructed this area certainly need to be complimented on a stage area that is large enough for programs and a seating area that basically takes care of our athletic events and our programs.
Do you happen to know the size of this room here, Jim, by any chance?
No, I don't. The gym floor is not what we consider a full-size gym floor. If I remember right, the length of the gym is something like 88 feet, and the width of the gym is around 50 feet. But it is a nice, large area. A typical junior high basketball game will have 400 or 500 people in here, Terry. I would say the capacity, the bleacher seating capacity, is probably around 700 or 800. For music programs, we put chairs on the floor, and we'll typically have anywhere from 11 to 1,200 people come to a music program. You'll note the ceiling and the sidewall areas some water damage. During the past spring, this roof was completely repaired. We had some leaking problems from the roof that had continued for about 2 years, and the local maintenance people had patched and tried many times to find those leaking areas, but unfortunately we're not able to. So during the last spring, this entire roof area was completed. There are plans and a contract has been let out to tuck point the sidewalls, which will hopefully prevent moisture from seeping in through the brick in the sidewalls. And
this is what's causing this damage.
That's what's causing the wall damage. The damage that you see on the wall and the ceiling is essentially, it's just water damage. It's over a period of time, that gives you an idea of the damage that water can do to not only a schoolhouse, but it can do to a house or any facility.
Right.
Our plans are in August to plaster and totally repaint the gymnasium.
That's good.
A gym is it's a center of activity in a school, and of course you have people coming in to the school from the community. And just to be honest with you, Terry, this is kind of an eyesore right now, and it certainly hasn't been pleasing to me. And the superintendent and the Board of Education have agreed to upgrade this area, and I'm very pleased with that.
Yeah. We'll see a different gym.
We'll see a
this
different
fall.
gym this fall, that's
Yeah.
right. In fact, our open house is, I believe it's August the 30th, it's on a Tuesday evening, and we hope that everything is all finished at that time. You'll note at the south end of the gym the name Astros across the gym. This is the mascot and name for the East Clinton team, East Clinton Astros. And in our case here has replaced the Sabina Golden Eagles.
Okay, Jim.
Terry, we're now in the gym entrance foyer area. This is the area that leads into the gym. Also, it leads into the elementary classrooms and intermediate classrooms. I want to call your attention to an area that means a lot to not only us that are now connected with the Sabina School, but also people that have gone to school here over the years, and that is the trophy case. You will note many trophies that are in this trophy case going back into the 20s, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, all during that era of time. As we look at these trophies, it's rather unique, and we just cleaned this trophy case out a couple of weeks ago, and one of the young people that's helping us this summer noted the difference between the older trophies and the newer trophies. The older trophies that you'll note in here are solid material, and many of them are gold electroplated and silver electroplated. In fact, in monetary terms, some of these trophies are valuable, and not only for their intrinsic value, but simply the value of the material found in the trophy. One particular picture and jersey I want to call your attention to is that of Phil Snow. And to the best of my knowledge, Phil Snow is the all-time leading scorer at Sabina School and probably in Clinton County, Terry. Phil Snow was All-Ohio 2 years, and his last year in high school he averaged well over 30 points a game. During his junior year, the team did go to the finals of the regionals, and his jersey has been retired and is found in the trophy case. I don't know whether you can get the picture of it or not, but Phil Snow was also a prep All-American basketball player. Phil Snow attended Miami University on an athletic scholarship, graduated from Miami University, and is now an area insurance executive. And certainly everyone is very proud of Phil Snow.
Real gentleman.
Yes, sir, and many of the trophies that you see in this trophy case were partially responsibility of Buck Carter. Burl Buck Carter coached many years at Sabina High School. He coached the sports during that area, basketball, baseball, and I guess I'm very proud to tell you that there are just a few trophies in there that I happen to be fortunate enough to be the coach of. My first 2 years at Sabina, my junior high basketball team won the Clinton County League both years, and the first year I was here, our baseball team won the county and went to the finals of the district. And I remember that game very vividly. We were behind 1 run, and the bases were loaded, and there were 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning, which was the last inning of the game, and Phil Snow happened to be the batter. And in this particular situation, the pitcher won because he got Phil to pop up to end the game. But I coached Phil Snow in baseball that year, and he not only was a good basketball player, but he was an excellent baseball player. Not only that, Terry, he was a gentleman. He was a good sportsman, and he was
carried it well over the years.
He was an asset to the school, to the team, and to the community.
Right.
Now you may have some information concerning some of these trophies. If we look on our back side, on the north side of the trophy, we have another trophy case, and contained within that trophy case are some of the many trophies that Coach Seeley and his teams have accumulated over the years. And in fact, the trophy that we presented to Coach Seeley is found in that trophy case. It's right here, Terry. We presented this to Coach Seeley this year for attaining his 300 wins.
Wasn't that a tremendous feat?
That is. That's tremendous. What generally happens, Terry, is a young fellow will come out of college, he'll coach junior high basketball 2 or 3 years, get some experience, and want to move on up into the high school coaching. Coach Seeley has not had that as a goal, and his goal is to work with young kids and to work with them on their fundamentals and prepare them for high school and later competition. So,
Okay.
I want to call your particular attention to this plaque that's located in this entrance to the gym, Terry. If you will note, this part of the facility was improved during the 1953 school year. And I don't know whether you can read some of the names there or not, but Everett Waddell was president of the school board at that time, J.E. Day, vice president, Raymond Klein, clerk, T. Gavin Foster, member, Ernest Geary, member, and L.V. Runyon was the superintendent. I thought that would be very interesting to you. It's very interesting to me because I've had the opportunity to know Everett Waddell and Mr. Geary and L.V. Runyon.
You want to go ahead and proceed with the rest of the plaque there, what it says?
Yes, it says Bruckmeyer and Sullivan and Associates, architects and engineers, Cincinnati, Ohio. And the construction company was the Ajax Construction Company, general contractor, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, and of those still in, well, close to Sabina is Everett C. Waddell, who is still here in the community, and J.E. Beanie Dave, who comes back to Sabina quite often, and had the opportunity just here at the Sabina Alumna the other night. They had Beanie in as a kind of a MC a little bit, and created a little fun for the class of 1943. And that happened to be the class that was honored this year, and they had a tremendous turnout right here in this building.
Terry, each year the Sabina alumni meets in the Sabina School, and without telling you, this is one of the grand occasions for the community each year. It's for the most part very well attended. Of course, without having graduating classes anymore, the numbers are diminishing, but it is an active group, and it's something that the community and the school district certainly is proud of. This past year, the president of the alumni was one of our local people and a graduate of Sabina School, Barth Littleton. I noticed you're shooting the pictures. Last year, the school district purchased a piece of equipment, and that contains each of the class composites for the last many years of Sabina High School.
You just want to roll them through?
I certainly will. I can go through, and this is the oldest class, I believe, is 1913. And it continues for the most part for many of those years, Terry. I actually haven't looked through to see which years are here and which aren't, but
no problem. Just give the public a general idea of what we do, what you have there.
Yes. Here's the 1920 and 21, 23, 1926, 28. There's the 1930 class, 31 class, which looks like it was a rather large class for that time. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 1939, 1940, 41, 42, 1943. And there's the class that, and I'll kind of move over out of the way, that you were mentioned as the 50-year class. And fortunately, I've had the opportunity to know many of those people, some of which are no longer with us. But again, was a large class for a small school during that time.
Well, they had a tremendous attendance from that night, Jim, alumni night.
Yes. 1944, 45, 1946, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 1961, 62, 63, 64, and the last class there is 1965.
Well, that's nice, Jim. You know, I always remember the pictures hanging up there in the hallway.
Right.
And I didn't know where they went, but...
For many years they hung in the hallways, Terry. And of course, being on the top floor as many of the graduates got older, it kind of became a problem for some of them to get up there. And this way, you can come in, and any of the graduates are welcome to come in, even during a school day. We'd be more than happy for them to come in and look at the pictures. Now, we moved this over here for the alumni specifically. And when we place the hallway back in order in the classrooms, we'll move the pictures over into this area here. And basically the reason we're doing this is so that it will be out of the way of students moving through the hallway, generally speaking. We wouldn't want anything to happen to the pictures, or we wouldn't want it to accidentally fall on anybody or have a problem. So we do move it over in this area, but we're more than welcome any former graduate or former student to come and look at them.
That's great, Jim. Appreciate that.
Terry, let's walk upstairs. In this area we have a couple 4th grade classrooms and a 5th grade classroom. And traditionally these rooms have pretty much stayed 4th and 5th grade classes. I'm sure that back when this area was developed, it was probably 1st and 2nd grade area. We're in the intermediate area of the 53 edition. And in this area we have a 5th grade class. All of our 3rd grade classes are on this floor, and an additional 4th grade class. Of course, we also have custodial facilities and restrooms for students in this area. We need to get some light. That one. Haven't found the right one. There we go.
Okay.
Get a little light into this area.
That's better.
Being in the summertime again, the classrooms in this part of the building have been cleaned. The last areas to clean in the building are the hallways. And we'll do those in the middle to latter part of July. And many of our teachers will start returning the first part of August to prepare their classrooms for the 93-94 school year, which begins on August 24th.
Okay.
Terry, here we have Tracy Fleeman and Rachel Geringer. These are a couple of East Clinton graduates that are attending college now, and they're employees this summer. They come back and assist us in cleaning and preparing the building. We have over 70,000 square feet of space in this building, and it takes all summer to prepare the facility. And these are 2 young people that do a great job in helping us.
Okay, you want to tell us what you're doing as far as your college efforts?
Yeah, we're going to what you
I'm attending Heidelberg College, and I'm majoring in sports medicine and playing basketball there.
Okay.
And I'm a senior at Wittenberg University. I'm an English major, sociology minor.
Okay, you're a senior.
Yep.
That is hard to believe. And you're a senior.
I'm a junior.
You're a junior.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's great.
Terry, I had the opportunity to have both of these young people as students, and I'll tell you, these are two of the quality people that have attended Sabina School.
No
and I'm
question.
sure they'll be very successful in whatever their endeavor is.
No question about that.
Terry, I want to call your attention. We're entering the primary area of the school, and again, I want to call your attention to a plaque that's placed on the wall. This wing of the facility was completed in the school year 1956-1957. And the board members at that time was W.L. Doc Jones, and he was the president of the board. He was a local veterinarian. Mr. Geary, vice president, he was a member of the board in 53. Mr. Klein, Everett Waddell was a member, Bob Wilson was a member, and L.V. Runyon was superintendent at the time. The construction company was the Cup Construction Incorporated at Washington Courthouse, just down the road a few miles. And Solomon, Isaacs, and Sullivan were the architect and the engineers for this wing.
So we still have Robert Wilson, who is still very active in this community and has made many contributions.
Yes, sir.
And Everett Waddell again, and also Dr. Jones. I believe Dr. Jones lives at Warren, Ohio. I'm not certain about that.
Yes, they moved to the northern part of the state. When I first came here, Bob Wilson was very important. He was a person that I always wanted to see every month. He was the payroll clerk.
Oh.
And I didn't want to miss Bob Wilson each month.
Right, right.
I mentioned that, Terry. We were paid then once a month.
Is that right?
And yes, and Bob Wilson was he was the secretary of the Board of Education. He did more than just write my check, by the way. He paid all the bills and kept the books and kept things in order for the school board at that time in the school district.
Right, and still very active today in many
Yes, sir.
things. Him and his wife Fanny, their contributions are more than most people know about.
They're fine people, they're fine citizens, and we're fortunate that they live in Sabina.
How's your system work today then, Jim?
Okay, today we have, in the East Clinton School District, the Superintendent, Board of Education, there's a clerk treasurer, and those are housed at Lee's Creek. And with the vast amount of purchase orders that are developed and check writing, basically it's pretty much done computerized, Terry, but again, it's centrally located. They're hooked into this educational management information system, the EMA system that I was talking with you about. And you know, the old adage of a handshake was as good as a person's word, and a handshake was as good as any contract, no longer holds true. Today everything has to be done in writing. No bill can be paid without an invoice, and basically what has to happen, everything has to be recorded, and it's a monumental task anymore, as any government agency is.
Now the